Welcome to Let's Speak English Live, Episode 6. The theme of this episode is This Week. Before we start, let's look at this month's 365 Language Planets. So far, we have 11 language planets. Takanona, Kei, Kanmama, Charming, Yo, Taki Agnor, Tetsuro, K-Workshop, Hiromi Okada, Takesh, and Omeg. Way to go, everyone. If you want to become 365 language planets, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat or in the comments. So, let's begin. The first question of the show is, do you have time to exercise this week? Please listen and repeat. Do you have time to exercise this week? One more time. Do you have time to exercise this week? All right, so now please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. All right, so do you have time to exercise this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have time to exercise this week? I would say for me, I do, but I usually exercise about 10 minutes. And so, yeah, it's not difficult for me, but how about you? Do you have time to exercise this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. I should say, I only exercise like 10 minutes a day, usually, but last week I did not exercise very much. But how about you? Do you have time to exercise this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. All right, Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show. Yes, I exercise every day. That's great. Takesh, how long do you usually exercise for? And there's some people who don't have time, and in that case you can say, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time. Or some people who do have time, like I have lots of time to exercise, but I don't. Maybe. Or maybe like Takesh, maybe you exercise every day. That's okay. Just please try to tell me your answer in the chat or in the comments. Do you have time to exercise this week? I think this question, do you have time to, is a very useful question. Many situations. All right, Hiromi Okada, thank you for joining tonight's show. Good evening. I usually walk about 30 minutes almost every day, but it was too cold last week, so I did only 3 times. That sounds great. Yo says, no, I don't have time to exercise this week too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for joining the show, Yo. Anyone else? Do you have time to exercise this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. All right, Hito T says, yes, I plan to do a little exercise every day if I can. Okay, great. Thank you for joining the show. Takanona, thank you for joining the show. I have time to exercise this week. I will do some kind of exercise every day. That's my target too. And Takesh says, I exercise for about 5 to 30 minutes every day. That's great. A Workshop says, yes, I have enough time to exercise, but I don't know I'll do it or not. It's too cold to exercise. Okay. Thanks for joining the show. Okay, Workshop. Okay, he says, yes, I work out in the gym almost every weekend. That's great. Thank you for joining the show. All right. Well, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes to write a new question in the chat or in the comments. My question was, do you have time to exercise this week? But any kind of question is okay. You can change my question, or you can make a whole new question. Let's try to enjoy using English. All right, so please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. As I said, do you have time to? Oh, it's very useful question. Okay, Wyo says, do you have time to study tonight? Great question. Maybe, maybe I do, but I'm usually too tired to study at night. How about you, Wyo? Take Agnor, thank you for joining tonight's show. Do you have time to study Spanish this week? Great question. Yes, I do. I make, fortunately for me, I take the train a lot. And so when I take the train, I can rest and I can sometimes study, which is very nice. And these days I try to, when I wake up in the morning, I heat up some hot water, and then I try to write some new ideas. All right, Takesh says, do you have time to learn English this week? Great question. Yeah, great question. Do you have time? And English is great. If you can ask people, do you have time to learn English? Or you could say, do you have time to learn languages this week? All right. Hiro T says, what kind of exercise do you think would suit me? Great use of the word suit. Perfect. Yeah, that's a interesting question. I feel like nowadays, leg strength is very important. And so I would recommend doing some kind of leg exercise. Hiromi Okada says, do you have time to catch up with your ex-colleague recently? Great question. Well, nowadays with technology, it's very easy to catch up with people if you want to. You can, send them a message. All right. K.E. says, do you have time to go to see a movie this week? Great question. I don't have time to go to see a movie. How about you, K.E.? Mama says, do you have time to make lunchbox this week? Great question. I never make a lunchbox. So I don't know. Maybe I don't. How about you, Kun Mama? And yeah, okay. Great job, everyone. Nice work. Let's move on to the second question of the show, which is, I want to have more energy this week so I can exercise every day and enjoy doing it. How about you? Please listen and repeat. I want to have more energy this week so I can exercise every day and enjoy doing it. How about you? All right. So now, please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. I'll start the timer. Okay, so you have 4 minutes to write your answer in the chat or in the comments. I want to have more energy this week so I can exercise every day and enjoy doing it. How about you? KE says, I'm planning to see a Japanese film next week. Sounds fun. Yeah. Last week, I started watching a show on Amazon Prime called like the Rings of Power, I think. Um, I I don't think it was a good idea. I watched because the only time I have to watch shows like that is like in the late evening / night. So that was not good for my sleep. But anyways, back to this sentence and / question. I want to have more energy this week so I can exercise every day and enjoy doing it. How about you? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Everyone's different. You might say, for me, I want to have more energy this week so I can study more. I can study every day and enjoy doing it. Something like that. Anything is okay. But yeah, just you can just write how you feel. How about you? It's kind of like, how do you feel about this sentence or these things? So anything is okay, pretty much. Although I would be very surprised if someone said, I don't want to have more energy this week. That would be, maybe instead of I don't want to have, you could say, I want to have the same amount of energy this week so I can study every day and enjoy doing it. That would be okay. So I want to have the same amount of energy, or I want to have more energy, something like that. How about you? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. All right, Takanona says, when I want to have energy, I do heavy and light exercise every other day. Nice idea. Okay, Workshop says, so do I. I want to improve my electronic harp this week. Nice. Nice ideas. All right. So, if you're just joining the show, please feel free to share your ideas, your answers, and new questions in the chat. Right now, this is the sentence. I want to have more energy this week. So, okay, Takesh says, me too. I feel the same way. All right. Yeah. Okay, great job. If you're still typing, please continue, and you can share your idea anytime during the show. All right, let's move on to the next section. So now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. He says, I want to have more affection so that I won't feel lonely. Times me too. All right. Nice idea, Ke. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer. So you have 4 minutes to write a new question in the chat or in the comments. As always, anything is okay. Just please try to enjoy using English. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We do live stream shows every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time. All right, so now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. I would say, a basic question would be like, just talk about something you want to do this week. Like, I want to write new ideas in English every morning this week. How about you? That would be okay. Anything is okay. I want to study French every morning on Duolingo. How about you? I want to have lots of energy. I want to have more energy this week so I can enjoy teaching my kids lessons even more. How about you? Okay, YO says, do you know how to get more energy easily? Great question. Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about that, YO, is the screen time. Like, I think instead of taking a break from using screens, like looking at screens, and just closing your eyes and resting, a good technique. Okay, Workshop says, I want to have more energy this Friday because I'm going to go drinking. I would say drinking in Takasaki. How about you? Great question. Well, last night I drank a lot, and so tonight I'm just drinking hot water. So, I don't know. Taka says, at the meeting this week, I will try to use a more conciliatory tone to voice my opinion. Nice idea. Takanona says, I want to relax my nerves, so I go swimming to tire my whole body. Interesting. Very interesting. Nice idea. I love swimming. I love swimming too. That would be a kind of simple, very simple sentence / question. I love swimming. How about you? Okay, Workshop says, did you get a hangover? Great question. Not really. I slept a little bit longer than usual. So I got more rest, and no, I didn't get a hangover. But tonight, I don't feel like drinking. Very interesting, I think. Okay, well, great job, everyone. If you're still typing, please feel free to share your question in the chat or in the comments anytime. All right, let's move on to the third question of the show, which is, what can you do to have more energy this week? please listen and repeat. What can you do to have more energy this week? One more time. What can you do to have more energy this week? All right, so now please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. All right, so number one for me is I'm not going to watch videos after taking a bath this week. That's my I think, and while I recommend not watching videos late at night. So about 10 o'clock, I'm gonna take a bath, and then I'm gonna get ready for bed. Maybe I'll try to read a book this week. But yeah, I think going to bed and sleeping well, that's a great way to have more energy. But how about you? What can you do to have more energy this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. Drinking coffee, drinking coffee all day is one way, to have more energy, but I don't recommend it. But what do you think? What can you do to have more energy this week? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. If you're just joining the show, this is Let's Speak English. And in this show, I ask questions and you can share your answers in the chat or in the comments. And then you can write new questions in the chat and we can discuss your questions. So let's enjoy using English. On Tuesdays, I have a show called Let's Speak English, Spanish, and Japanese. So that's a great show too. And then on Thursdays, Let's Speak English, German, Japanese. All right. Okay, Hiroti says, waking up in a bright mood. Yes, very nice. Waking up in a bright mood is a wonderful way to have more energy. One of my students, he says, when he wakes up in the morning, he tries to look out the window and he tries to say what he is thankful for. Interesting idea for me. I usually I wake up and I put my futon away and then I make hot water. Okay. Charming. Thank you for joining tonight's show. I'm going to watch an interesting movie for having more energy this week. Yeah, some people like watching movies. It's an interesting idea. Okay, Workshop says, I think you can eat a lot to have more energy this week, especially protein. Nice idea. And Mama says, I have no idea because I'm very tired these days. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kan Mama. Yeah, sometimes when you're super tired, I think the best thing to do is you search on YouTube for a meditation video, and meditation for tiredness, meditation for stress, and then you just close your eyes, listen to the video, and rest. All right, Takesh says, I don't know. I have energy every day. That's great. Fantastic. Very nice. All right, well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you can share your idea anytime during the show. So let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. So this time, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. You have 4 minutes. All right. So I think this is another great question. If you want to, you can just make a change. You can say like, what can you do to learn more English this week? What can you do to have more fun this week? Anything's okay. Please enjoy using English by writing new questions in the chat or in the comments. What can you do? So my question was, what can you do to have more energy this week? And now you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. Definitely for me, not drinking, not drinking, I should say, just drinking hot water. That's a good way for me to have more energy. How about you? All right, Charmin says, what can you do to take a rest this week? Great question. I don't know. I have some ideas, but how about you, Charmin? Please tell me your idea. Hiromi Okada says, what can you do if you indulge yourself? Great question. I think sometimes it's good to indulge yourself, like me. Like last night, I indulged myself, and tonight, I don't feel like indulging myself. I'm very satisfied. I had enough. And so, I think it's a really interesting thing about humans. How sometimes it's good to indulge yourself, and after that, sometimes you're just satisfied, fine. But what do you think, Hiromi Okada? What can you do if you indulge yourself? Tough question. Charming said, what can you do to take a rest this week? What can you do? In Japan, many people take a bath every night. And I think, taking a bath is a fantastic way to take a rest. And so if you live in a country, that doesn't take a bath, like just shower, like in America, we just shower every day and don't often take a bath. But in Japan, people take a bath every night almost. And so that's taking a bath is a fantastic way to take a rest. What do you think, Charming? Okay, Charming says, I'm going to go to bed early as I can possible every day. Great sentence. Yeah, I think going to bed early is a good way to take a rest, especially if you have a comfortable bed. Having a nice, comfortable bed with nice blankets. That's a good way to take a rest. Sometimes, having good food too. Like K Workshop was saying about protein, eating a lot of, healthy, good food can be a nice way to take a rest. All right, KE says, what can you do to stay young? Great question. Well, I don't know much about that subject, but from watching my wife, she buys some skincare, so I think using some good skincare products and probably not drinking too much and getting good sleep. I think those are my top three ideas, Ke. Good skincare products, not drinking too much, and getting good sleep. Which for me, I don't have any of those, almost. So, anyways, great job, nice work. That's the end of tonight's show. Thank you so much for studying and using English with me. Takesh says this week is going to be cold again, but let's keep our health in mind. Nice idea, Takesh. I think so too. We have live stream shows every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So, Charming, good night. Good night. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. Hope everyone has a great night, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right, see you, YO. Good night. Nice job. Good night, KE. See you next time. Bye.